Yes, Mr. President, the whole country is asking questions about what happened to Jeffrey Epstein. By the way, Attorney General Pam Bondi, she does go ahead, as the president says, go ahead. But before she goes ahead and before we play her response, it's important to point out why the Epstein mystery does still matter. It's because it was in many ways the very reason Mr. Trump got elected. He and his supporters went around the country convincing Americans that everything would change if Mr. Trump were elected. There would be way more transparency. There would be no more lies. There would be no more protections for the rich and the powerful. Oh, my God. Sounds like I just explained the Epstein case. And the Epstein case, by the way, was going to be the example of that truth, of that transparency. In fact, here are Trump and his officials promising just before they became Trump officials of what they were going to do.
It's just very strange for a lot of people that the list of clients that went to the island has not been made public.
Yeah, it's very interesting, isn't it? Probably will be, by the way. Probably.
So if you're able to, you'll be...
Yeah, I'd certainly take a look at it. Yeah, I'd be inclined to do the Epstein. I'd have no problem with it.
Release the list.
Seriously, we need to release the Epstein list. That is an important thing.
Child sex trafficking has no place in the United States of America, and I will do everything, if confirmed as FBI director, to make sure the American public knows the full weight of what happened in the past and how we are going to countermand missing children and exploited children going forward.
So there you go, the president, the vice president, the director of the FBI, and I could go on and on and on. They all went around saying, elect us, and we'll make sure the Epstein stuff is released. Nope, not anymore. Let's listen now to the Attorney General herself about the Epstein client list, as she was asked by that reporter. I told you I'd show it to you and let you hear it for yourself. Here it is. It's about the list of men who may have slept with little girls. When she was asked about this, originally, this is the question she was asked on Fox News. I want you to hear that first. Here it is.
The DOJ may be releasing the list of Jeffrey Epstein's clients. Will that really happen?
It's sitting on my desk right now to review. That's been a directive by President Trump.
Sitting on my desk right now to review. Sitting on my desk to review. Sitting on my desk. Did you hear that? So what does Pam Bondi say now when she's asked that question? And she's asked about the information regarding Epstein's connections to Israel. She's also asked about the files detailing how he died. And she's also asked about this clients list that she said was, after all, sitting on her desk.
First, to back up on that, in February, I did an interview on Fox, and it's been getting a lot of attention because I was asked a question about the client list, and my response was, it's sitting on my desk to be reviewed, meaning the file along with the JFK, MLK files as well. That's what I meant by that. Also, to the tens of thousands of video, they turned out to be child porn downloaded by that disgusting Jeffrey Epstein. Child porn is what they were. Never going to be released, never going to see the light of day. To him being an agent, I have no knowledge about that. We can get back to you on that. And the minute missing from the video, we released the video showing definitively the video was not conclusive, but the evidence prior to it was showing he committed suicide. And what was on that, there was a minute that was off the counter. And what we learned from Bureau of Prisons was every night, they redo that video. It's old, from like 1999. So every night the video is reset, and every night should have the same minute missing. So we're looking for that video to release that as well, showing that a minute is missing every night. And that's it on Epstein.
Yeah, there you go. If that sounds to you like gaslighting, it should. Americans from both sides of the aisle are saying the same exact thing. What the hell? By the way, I don't think I could underscore enough. I know I mentioned it before, but let me underscore again just how much a part of the Trump and MAGA movement the Epstein case really was. I mean, it was like the piece de resistance, you know, like the Frenchies would say, of the MAGA movement. the shining example of how Americans would stop being lied to. The people would get their government back, and they'd stop being treated like children, or worse, like idiots. So why is the truth about Epstein so important to America, to the culture of America, right now especially? Here's my friend Tucker Carlson.
How can you say that thousands of children were raped, but I'm not going to find out who raped them?
Yeah.
How can you say that?
I agree completely.
They said that. By the way, when Pam Bondi went on television and said, I have a videotape of kids getting abused, I followed this case closely, and I know a lot of the people involved, as I've told you.
Mm-hmm.
I had no idea. I didn't know that. Really? Thousands of children got raped?
Yeah.
Who raped them? Where are the rapists? Like, why aren't they in jail? What? This is the Department of Justice.
Yes.
That is so crazy. This is honestly one of the craziest things I've ever seen in my entire life. And I just think it's very dangerous to play around with this stuff. Like, very dangerous.
Well,
I don't want a revolution, but if you wanted a revolution, this is how you would act.
Yeah, this is the kind of thing that makes Americans angry. And they are angry about this, you know? And they should be.